Hi everyone. Today we are going to study the protocol known as SNMP. The full form of SNMP is Simple Network Management Protocol. So Simple Network Management Protocol or SNMP is the protocol that we are going to study today. Just like the DNS, email, SMTP, FTP, the SNMP is also an application layer protocol. That means a protocol which is used at the application layer of the OSI reference model. SNMP is a framework which is used for managing devices on the internet. Now we need some mechanism or some kind of a framework to manage the devices on the internet. There are so many devices which are being added every day to the existing internet connection. So we need to manage those devices, and in order to efficiently manage those devices, we need some kind of a framework. So SNMP is that framework. It provides a set of operations for monitoring and managing the internet. So basically, when I talk of managing the devices, that means a set of operations that would be required to monitor those devices on the internet and then to manage those devices on the internet. So this is what the SNMP provides me with. That means it provides you with the set of operations for monitoring the devices on the internet and then managing them accordingly. SNMP has two components, the manager and the agent. So the two major components of the Simple Network Management Protocol or SNMP are the manager and the agent. Manager is one component and agent is another component of SNMP. The manager is a host. Now what is this manager and what is this agent? So this is what I'm telling you. The manager is a host that controls and monitors a set of agents such as routers. So responsibility of this particular component, which we call manager, is to control and monitor the agents. And what are these agents? These agents are your routers or other such devices. So manager is basically nothing but a host. What entity is a manager? This manager is a host that is controlling and monitoring the routers and other such devices known as agents. It is an application layer protocol, as I already told you, in which a few manager stations can handle a set of agents. So the responsibility of the manager stations or the manager host is to handle the set of agents like routers and other such similar devices, networking devices basically. So this protocol is designed at the application level. Since it is an application layer protocol, so it is designed at the application level, and it can monitor the devices made by different manufacturers, no matter who the manufacturer is, because I do not have control on who manufactures which particular device, but I can control those devices. So this is what is being provided by the SNMP. In an internet, you cannot restrict the usage of a particular device by a particular manufacturer. You cannot say that I will use only the devices manufactured by this particular manufacturer. There are so many networking devices, so many other devices which are being manufactured by so many other manufacturers, and all of them are using internet. So irrespective of the fact that which device is by which manufacturer, all of them can be managed or monitored by this particular protocol, which is designed at the application layer, and it is installed on different physical networks. It is used in heterogeneous networks. Now heterogeneous network means different kinds of networks. So it is used in heterogeneous network made of different LANs and WANs connected by routers or gateways. So basically an internet is a collection or is an interconnection of heterogeneous networks only. Internet is basically nothing but a collection of various different kinds of LANs and WANs. So when I say different kinds of LANs and WANs connected together make up an internet, that means an interconnection of heterogeneous network. So hence it is used in the SNMP protocol is used in heterogeneous networks. Basically a heterogeneous network comprises of different LANs in different WANs which are connected together. And how are they connected? By the means of routers and gateways. Now let's see what manager and agents are. As I told, there are two important components of an SNMP protocol, and these two components are manager and agent. So let's look at these two components now. A manager is a host that runs the SNMP server program. So as I told you, manager is basically a host. So this host runs the SNMP server programs, and management of internet is achieved through simple interaction between a manager and agent. So as I said, SNMP is used to manage devices on the internet. So how is this management achieved? This is what it tells you here, that management of these devices on the internet or management of internet is achieved through simple interactions between the manager and the agent, which are the two very components of the SNMP protocol. Now, what is the role of the agent? Agent is used to keep the information in a database, while manager is used to access the values in the database. So as simple as it can be, consider that these two components, agent and manager, have two different responsibilities. Agent's responsibility is to keep all the information in the database, while the manager is used to access those values from the database. For example, a router can store the appropriate variables such as number of packets received and forwarded through the network, while the manager can compare these variables to determine whether the router is congested or not, right? So router is an agent, and this agent stores the values in the database. These values could be such as the number of packets which have been received through the network, the number of packets which have been forwarded through the network, and the manager accesses this information from the database, and with the help of this information it can compare how many packets were received and then how many were forwarded, and based upon that information it can determine whether the router is congested or not, and then this is how it manages the internet. Agents can also contribute to the management process. A server program on the agent checks the environment. If something goes wrong, the agent sends a warning message to the manager, right? So a server program, for example, checks the environment obviously on the agent, because an agent manages the devices. So because an agent is storing the data in the database. So a server program on the agent checks the environment. If something goes wrong within the environment, then the agent would send a warning message to the manager, and this is how it can contribute to the management process. That means both the agent and manager together contribute to the management process. Management with SNMP has three basic ideas. Now, what are these three basic ideas? A manager checks the agent by requesting the information that reflects the behavior of the agent, right? So basically a manager checks the agent. How does it check? It requests that information from the agent, and then that information would reflect the behavior of the agent. A manager also forces the agent to perform a certain function by resetting values in the agent database. Manager can ask the agent to perform certain functionality by resetting the values which it has stored, which the agent has stored in the database. And an agent also contributes to the management process by warning the manager regarding an unusual condition. So agent also contributes to the management process. That means it gives warning signals to the manager if there is an unusual condition.